Hello, everyone. This is Maggie Carey. I am coming to you live for our Master It Monday today. Feel free to pop any questions that you might have in the links below, in the messages below, and we can answer any of your questions that you might have. Today's topic is going to be focusing on content creation. Creating content for your social media can be a little overwhelming. And I get that. I totally understand. I am always trying to figure out what to post, what's the best thing to post, how am I going to engage my audience and keep them active. So, one of the tips that I find to be so very important is to make sure that you are providing content that is of interest to your followers for your social media. So, whether we're talking about Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is to keep your client or your customer in mind. What are their needs? What are they looking for? How are you going to be serving them versus what can you sell them? So I'm going to go through a couple of tips for content creation. And you can check out my blog post that was released today that talks about how to basically time manage your or time block your posts. One of the things that I talk about is blocking out time every month. This is a big challenge for me. I have a lot of issues with finding the time to post on my social media. So, look, I get it. It's the shoemaker's son here. I often don't have the time myself to create my content. So, what do? I make it easy by going through once a month and saying, I'm going to take the time this month to post on my social media. And that's where you need to look. Where are you posting? How are you providing information to your people? But also get out of your own way, right? Take 2 hours, block 2 or 3 hours of your time um, that's going to be set just for you to go through and say, how am I going to post? What am I going to post? What am I saying? I know it gets a little much, and it does become a challenge when you're very busy and you're a business owner that is handling your own social media. So let's talk about that 2 to 3 hour block. Once you have that 2 to 3 hour block, what are you going to do with it? Um, you you avoid distractions with it. Turn off your phone. Go through you know your your website, see what's going on, but keep in mind you've got to avoid going down those rabbit holes. We get onto social media, and the next thing you know, we're doing four other things that we want to look at, but we're not managing. So I'm going to say go in, take your information that you're going to be working on, and we're going to do our step two, which is using a spreadsheet. Look, you can use whatever you want. I find a spreadsheet to be helpful when I'm doing my content creation. Uh, Regardless of whether you use a tool to post or not, it's really important to have this tool, this layout, this plan in place where you can kind of brain dump your ideas. So a spreadsheet helps me because I can sit down and I can plan my whole month. This is 2 to 3 hours a month, planning your whole month of social media. My clients are always complaining, I don't have time to do this. I don't know what to post. I don't know how to post it. This will help you get your thoughts in play and also avoid maybe posting the same type of comments. You don't want to have like 3 quotes in a week. You want to spread those quotes out throughout the month. So that will also help. It also helps when you're looking at the upcoming month. For example, Father's Day is coming up, and that's a post. Usually you'll see people will post Happy Father's Day, just a very simple thing, not promoting your business per se, but also having something where you're taking your content and just sharing helpful tips or sharing an inspirational quote. That spreadsheet will help you organize your whole month. And then on top of that, what you can do is decide if you want to take that month, maybe next year, look at what you posted in June and see if that's going to be something that would be helpful for you. Now, if you don't have a spreadsheet, you don't know where to start with what to do, just contact me, Maggie at masteritmedia.com. And what I'll do is I'll send you the template that I use. I found it very helpful, and you can take that template and edit it to your heart's content. Getting back to some content, one of the things that I encourage my clients to do is to keep track of your customer questions. This is a great way to create engaging content. Now, you can create content to your heart's content, but if it isn't engaging, if it's not of interest to people, they're not going to like it, share it, retweet it, whatever. And that's what you want. You want people to engage in it, because the more people that engage in it, the more play it's going to get. So have your social media, whatever you want to call it, whether it's a workbook, whether it's a notepad, whether it's a Word doc. And every time somebody asks you a really good question, write it down. Even if you don't think it's a really good question, write it down, because you know what can happen? That question that you think is, oh, everybody knows that, it may not be a question that everybody knows. And it's a perfect way to go in and share your content with other people. Show your expertise in your area so that they'll hire you or they'll buy from you. It's a great way to also make it easy for you to figure out, what the heck am I going to post? One of the other things that you'll see a lot is the special hashtag days. Like you'll have Motivational Monday, hashtag Follow Up Friday. These are great little ways of building your content around something that is trending topic. So many people use Motivational Monday that when you hashtag it, if people are following Motivational Monday as a hashtag, they'll get your post as well. So that's really cool. We also do things like those fun internet holidays. Coming up this month, I think, is a donut day. And there's, of course, I mentioned Father's Day. And there are a whole bunch of these special internet holidays. I don't care whether they're made up or not, but people are using them. This is another thing that I help clients with. I am sending out a sheet that gives you a list of all of the, or not all of, but some of those hashtag days. And that's really cool, because then you don't have to do the research. I do it all for you. I send it to you. Now, there are probably more than what I'm sending you in my list, but it's food for thought. And it does help. It would be a 20-page document if I did every day in June and what that special hashtag is. So I'm just going to send you a few to get you started, along with a couple of the hashtags. And this little sheet is free. It's just for you to use or not use. It's a very fun little thing that I've pulled together. The other thing I want to warn you about is video, photo, and graphics. It's really important to use engaging graphics and video and photos. However, please do keep in mind that just because it's on the internet does not mean that it's public domain. So for example, if you see a really killer photo that you want to use, you want to make sure that it is not copyright protected. There are a few places that I love to do Pixabay is a place that I go to often. There's another one, FreePix. There's a bunch of these social media, bunch of these free public domain photos. Some of them do have paid versions that you can go to, and you can certainly put things like that in your social media posts. So you don't have to go out and take pictures. You don't have to come up with some engaging photo you don't know what to do. But just make sure that you do that. In the blog post that's out on our website today at masteritmedia.com/blog, you'll see there is a link to a Google to Google instructions that show you exactly how to find out how Google can help you search for public domain photos, which is really very nice. Um, and then after that, let's talk about, once you've created your post, what you're going to do with it. Okay, what platform, how you're going to tweak it for each platform, because what you're doing on LinkedIn should focus on business. What you're doing on Twitter should be short and sweet and to the point. What you're doing on Instagram should contain a bunch of hashtags. And I always say with Facebook, with all of them, you really need a call to action, but Facebook makes it so easy to have a stellar call to action. So please make sure that when you're doing these posts, that you cater them to the platform that they're going to be residing on. And also, here at Master It Media, we help businesses build their social media platforms up so that they can engage and have more content for less time, money, and stress. So if you know anyone who is struggling with their social media, or they're struggling with their time and they don't know what to do, we're there to help them on the way. So please feel free to reach out to me for any help that you might need. One of the last things that I'm going to mention to you is, please be sure to save to save your analytics and look at your analytics and analyze them. That's why they're called analytics. But make sure that you're sitting down and looking at what posts have been popular, what posts have been less popular. You want to focus on the popular ones and keep them going and do more like that and engage more. See what happens. I will tell you, video is king, right? This is where you're seeing more and more people that are engaging in this. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to pop them in and I'll be happy to answer any questions. But basically we have, that last little bit of advice. Make sure you are looking at what is going on, be consistent with your social media posts, and make sure that you're engaging with your audience. Always reply back, comment. These people want to know that you've looked at their post. You're not just going on your social media and posting. You're going on your social media and you're engaging with your clients and your potential customers. Go and be you. Have a fabulous day. And I hope to see you next Monday. Master It Media, Facebook.com/Master It Media. And we'll be more than happy to share your information. I don't know if we still had this, but we did have somebody who popped in and asked, is this really live or is it pre-recorded? It is really live. So come back next Monday, 2:00, when we'll focus on another topic. We'll also be having some guests coming on throughout the month. And I am very interested in finding out what your burning questions are. Feel free, if you're watching this on the replay, to leave your comments below and any suggestions for upcoming topics, whatever it regards to social media, websites, or how to promote your business. Because with Master It Media, we take the commotion out of your promotion. Have a fabulous day.